fundamental, the most important, and it's something we see in so many businesses and an error we see in so many businesses today. Hello, I'm Hayden.Bloomfield and welcome to Recovery. Welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm diving deep into my most recent prevalent failure and how I've overcome it, moved forward and developed as a person to move on to a better future. So make sure to stick around to the end because I'm really going to dive deep here, face a lot of my failures, come to terms with it, share with you, and hopefully, I'm certain, but I hope and I'm certain, that you'll walk away with some great value here in terms of overcoming your own, what feels like failure, or opportunities to really learn some great lessons. Comment your favourite points below. If there's anything I've missed, let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you like this video, make sure to hit like on the video, hit subscribe, hit the notification button, all the other great things to help build this audience so I can carry on making some great videos. Hopefully they're great. And let's get stuck in. In the last year, I've experienced what is today my biggest failure. We're talking stomach cramps of complete annoyance, disturbance and pain in the sense of accepting the fact that you have failed in something you were so driven to succeed in. That is my business collapsing, having a point where I've got a team of 9 people working for me to a point where I end up with nobody working for me, being a solo operator where I was 3 years prior, feeling as though I'd just taken a huge step backwards, multiple steps backwards, falling down the stairs, off the cliff, back to where I was years ago with nothing to show for it, except all that I had in my mind. Hence why I've started this channel, so I can share all those things I put in my mind with you guys. But at this time, when this was all occurring and happening, I was really feeling sick to the stomach with my business. I was not in love with it anymore. This is something that my future was so certain. I knew what I was going to do. I had my year plan, my 90-day plan, I had my 5-year goals, my 10-year aspirations. I had multi-decade visions of how I was going to build this company to impact the community, to impact the country, to impact the world. And yet, that all come crashing down because I couldn't lead and build and retain a team. Kind of vital when you want to build a global company. I woke up in shame. I was going to bed in dread. My future, what seemed so solid, was now uncertain. And at this time, trying to wake up every morning, be positive. I've always been very positive, very happy in my life. I've never really suffered with anything in terms of like ill mental health, which I'm very grateful for. But at this time, I'm really trying to deal with the fact that I've succumbed to nothing. I've achieved nothing. I am failing. So how did I do it? Here is the key 8 points that I've found, I've dived deep into, of how I've overcome it. And I'll go through each point, give some examples relevant to my own story so you get some own little insights there into the real challenges I face and how I've overcome them and how I've allowed my mindset to grow. So stick around and let me know your favourite point in the comments below. Have you got a favourite point or is there something I've missed out? What do you feel is missing from this video? Let me know. First point is growth, having a growth mindset. And that is embracing failures for the opportunity that they are. And so in this circumstance, I was very focused on growing my business. That was what the growth was. It was growing this massive business, huge team of happy people, impacting a lot of customers, as well as other people within the community around. And just expanding that, as I've mentioned, globally, nationally, everywhere, multiplanetary. Part of that growth mindset is all consuming in terms of, not to get carried away with it, but it's always about analysing yourself, looking into other people for mentorship, whether that's as in paying for business coaches, personal coaches, or just in having those that are wiser around you. You know the expression, if you're the smartest one in the room, you're in the wrong room. Put yourself in the room of people that are smarter than you. And this is something I did when I started my business. I was business networking. Everybody was more experienced. Everybody was smarter. Everybody was wiser. Everybody had something of value that they could share to me just in a conversation. I could take so much away from that and apply it to my business every day. And that comes in books you read as well, videos you watch online, videos like this on YouTube that can help you just constantly expand your mind and let it be something you enjoy. Don't feel it's a pressure, don't feel it's a chore, and amalgamate it into what you're doing in your day-to-day. For example, when I'm washing up at home, I will always have my laptop up on the counter with a YouTube plan so I'm learning. Or just as I go to bed, I always try and make sure to read so that I'm learning and I have that fresh in my mind as I go to sleep. It's something to allow me to rest and switch off for the day, read, taking some information on some sort of personal growth, business growth. So always open to a growth mindset. Secondly is the gratitude to actually learn. So in these experiences, we will go through life. No one wants to have linear growth in life. It may seem nice, it may seem pleasant, but if you grow like this, it will be very boring, very monotonous. Whereas if your growth journey is up, down, up, down, up, down, up, it will be much more exciting, exhilarating, and you will appreciate those peaks a lot more when you've got to handle those troughs. And those troughs give us the opportunity for future peaks. So be grateful for the opportunity to learn and embrace it. Yes, they will feel absolutely obliterating at times, and some of us do find failures that we can never overcome, but if we can take them, embrace them, and we can move on from them, there is so much to learn from that and so much to benefit and so much to gain from that. It's exactly what I do every time I face a failure. In trading, lost 18 grand on a Monday morning on my way to holiday. I lost smaller amounts of money well, I've only lost money twice in trading, but obviously quite significant. And in my business, having all my staff disappear in previous years, all kinds of management things. We can all think of examples, no doubt. But it's about having that time when you're in the moment, seeing if you can find the gratitude, and also if you can find a bit of amusement in it and laugh it off, and just put yourself in a position of, like, I think it's Paul Walker, I'm gonna mess up this quote terribly, but Paul Walker says something along the lines of, don't ever wake up ungrateful, or don't ever wake up depressed in what you have. There is someone that's on their deathbed, there is someone lying in the hospital right now, begging to be in the situation you're in. And look at, you may not be able, like I can tick a lot of things off to say, look, I'm physically fit, I'm mentally fit, I've got a home, I've got a roof, I've always got food, I've got a vehicle to transport me around in, I've got a wonderful family, wonderful girlfriend, all these things I can be so appreciative of. If I lose things, if I lose everything, I've also got age on my side. If I lose everything, Grant Cardone, when he was 25, my age, he was just recovering from drug addiction and had no money to his name. I'm in a much better position from that, but although we can look at that hurdle and say, is it something better to overcome? So I've got a lot to be grateful for in this situation. So if you can apply that gratitude to your own mind, it will really help, I can promise. Number 3, as I alluded to about these previous examples of when you've had struggles in your life and hurdles you've had to overcome, is build up that portfolio. If you're facing something, so for example, seeing my business collapse, seeing all my staff leave and then be left as a solo operator, feeling like I'm back where I was years ago, where can I apply my previous experiences, or where can I build a portfolio of previous experiences to see, oh, hold on a minute, yes Hayden, you're facing another challenge, but you've overcome challenges time and time again. Remember when lockdown started, you lost half your customers overnight, you managed to overcome from that and build the business up again. Remember before that, when you failed your 11 plus and you felt like a huge failure, that you wouldn't achieve anything, you wouldn't surmount to anything, yet you managed to go to a school, get good grades, come out, all phenomenal. Remember when you came out of uni, life was falling apart, you felt like that was it. You're crippling failure, you was waking up like panicking, thinking what you're going to do with your life, you had it all set, you was going to make art, suddenly that was gone. You didn't have the opportunity to do that anymore, you was out of uni, you was a uni dropout, you was a failure. You overcome that, you went into business and did really well from that. There is plenty that we can all jump on and take the opportunity to seize and look and reflect and think, yes, I've had this before, I've overcome, it manifested itself in a different way, and just today I'm in a different experience, different time, I'm a different age, I'm wiser, I can overcome it even better than what I did before, especially if we build on this and build on this wealth of knowledge, build on this wealth of experience, and it's something that in decades in the future will only compound to help you even more. So be grateful for all of the crap, as I mentioned in the previous point. Number 4 is dive deep. So when you're reflecting on these, really think about your own mental state, the emotions behind it, the challenges, and be critical on yourself, not to the point of detriment, but to the point that you can build upon and open the door for others to give you that criticism, even if it comes in an aggressive tone, in a way that you don't necessarily respect and feel grateful for at the time, but in having those open ears, there's a reason you have twice as many ears as you do mouths, is so that you can take this information in and process it, and that can then take as much in as you can from those around you, from those that, like in my own business, from staff, I've reached out and emailed them about their own experience and what advice they would have, and also just when I was managing people, about speaking to them, listening to them, seeing what they're unhappy about, what they feel could be better, whether they agree or not that I listened to it and acted on it. What I found a lot of that was in communication. But take all this information in, analyse it, dive into your own mind, apply it as from the first point of growth mindset. What are you reading, what are you studying, what are you watching on YouTube, what movies are you watching, what little pieces of key information can you take away to collate this all together in order to move forward with? Dive as deep as you can, journal it, write about it. Like when I was managing people and I was trying to get off the tools, it got to the point I was so infatuated with this getting off the tools point, I wrote an entire book that I haven't released of 70,000 words, 25 chapters into all the key components that I see critical in getting off the tools. It was all around, I was learning, I was listening, observing, seeing what had been achieved by other people, talking to business owners that were off the tools, that weren't off the tools, what challenges they'd had to overcome, how they'd managed stuff, how they built up a team, how they'd managed to delegate to a point that they were able to safely come off the tools and rely, trust on their team to get the job done. Take that step back. That, I documented everything. At times I did succeed in it, and then I stepped back on the tools, off the tools, on the tools, off. Constant yo-yo effect But I documented it all. I could never release it because I never succeeded in getting off tools. But it was all around diving really deep into learning, seeing what solutions I could take out and apply. Number 5 is about having a purpose, having a drive to move forwards, to carry on, to learn. So for myself, in this example, my purpose was all around this business. That's what I wanted to do. And yet, when it all broke down, I was really diving deep, reflecting on that. And I realized the aspects of my business that I loved was in the marketing, was in being creative. I've studied art for years. I love being creative, getting my hands dirty and creating different pieces, whether that's around video content, imagery, or paintings. But the things that I loved most in my business was thinking of crazy little marketing ideas, how I could reach out to people. Would it go viral? Would it not? Nothing did. But that's what I thrived on. I love the idea. I had these really cool animations for the company. These are all great benefits, and these are the things that I love. So what the huge positive I took away from this was, essentially what I've done is eradicated all the downsides to allow me to focus my time on all the things that I loved, that felt intrinsically wonderful to me, and intrinsically motivated me to do. Therefore, I'm making videos, creating content around all the things that I want to share and speak about: ethical wealth, trading, investing, to see and hope you as an audience can build up, thrive on that, build a community, have wonderful conversations, and explore that even further, especially through my podcast, Benevolent Business. So it's all around having that purpose to drive you to move forward. Even if things seem like they're really terrible at the time, you can move forward from it, you can build, you can grow from this. Of course you can. Number 6 is plan. So where I said, like, when I had my business, I had my 90-day plan, my year goals, my 5-year goals, my 10-year aspirations, multi-decade ideas, and just the further out they stretch, the vaguer they can be, and just in terms of having that drive, a purpose for you to fulfill you. But ultimately have something that can drive you that can't necessarily be achieved. Mo Gawdat spoke on this on his podcast about wanting to make 1 billion people happy, and it's something that you could never really tick that off your list in your lifetime. It will take an entire life's work and you still might not achieve it, but it's not about seeing that as a failure. It's about having something so big that will drive you through your life, through decades, not over-consume you, but will just give you that sense of purpose, and every day you can wake up and in times of doubt you can think, really, am I doing, like, here's my purpose, here's what I'm driven to do, am I doing something towards that today, this week, this month? And a key part of that I will point out and will stress is it's not about constant work and constant slaving away. Part of that is in recreation, in rejuvenation, and you need to get your R&R. That involves sometimes just being lazy, having a lazy day, eating chocolate, because it's all about boosting and charging your batteries as well. But plan. So in terms of this, you can do 90-day plans. If you've got your overall goal and you've got a purpose to work forward with, put that into step-by-steps of, like, what do I need to do in the next 90 days? Here's the key things. For me starting this channel and such, I've come out of my business, it's all fallen apart, it's collapsed. I'm starting this channel, therefore, right, I need to have a camera. Well, I'll just start with my phone. Right, record on phone, so the goal is, let's record 1 video. Okay, next thing, goal, I need a list of ideas. Okay, let's list out 100 ideas for videos before we even move forward. Next, some sort of branding idea. What are we gonna call it? I'm gonna call it Hayden.BloomfieldSSLtd. All these things, and with each goal, have your steps. So, branding, right, need a name, need a logo, needs something that we can intro and outro videos with. This can all change and evolve over time. But, like, the whole thing about goal, have 100 ideas listed down. Right, we want 100 ideas listed down. What is your content about? It's ethical wealth, so it's about sustainability, trading, investing, business. What lessons have you got throughout your years that you can just take down? What videos can you watch for inspiration as well? Like, jump on YouTube, find some stuff that, I'm using this as my own example, but like, jump on YouTube, find some videos that really motivated you and inspired you. What can you take away from that? I watched a video on 30 tips for saving money. Right, well, what are my 10 favourite tips? Not necessarily from that video, but just in watching that video, there's some I take away, but there's some I've applied to my own life that I can put in my own content. And once you've got that list, you go through, have your goals, your step-by-steps, map it out over the next 90 days, what you're going to achieve as you tick it off, and just move forward with it. But see it as 90 days you can set in stone quite well, but there will be different barriers, especially like when I had this for my podcast of like, right, reach out to these people. I want 10 guests for the first series. Right, I'm gonna get a list of 30 people. You then reach out to 30 people and realize 15 of them don't get back to you. Oh, well, maybe I need to reach out to 50 people. And of those 50, 20 get back to me. And of those 20, 8 said no, 12 are on the fence. And so it's just about working forward with that plan, being adaptable and evolving that plan to suit you and work forward with. But having a plan that aligns with your overall purpose can do so much to help you keep moving forward. If you want me to go into more depth around 90-day plans and such, let me know in the comments below. Number 7, the fundamental, the most important, and it's something we see in so many businesses, and an error we see in so many businesses today, especially in the conversation around EVs emerging and taking over ICE vehicles, and all of these brands and companies, OEMs, talking about their goals and aspirations for EVs and how they're going to be 100% concentrated on EVs in the future, one key thing that we're missing that we seem to be rewarding that market for is this point, and that is execution. So you've got your plan, you've got your idea, you've got your purpose, but are you executing on it? Are you an OEM that's saying, we want to move towards EVs and this is what we're going to do, but are you still concentrating 99% of your efforts on manufacturing ICE vehicles, in which case do you need to start shrinking that down and going all in on EVs? This is just an example I'm using. But this is something that in my own business or my own life that I need to reflect on with the YouTube channel. Am I making a video every week? Well, I started off with the goal of making a video every week that became daily. Am I making a video every day? Yeah, I'm executing on that. The podcast, am I actually reaching out? Am I taking action? Yes, I am. I'm recording. I literally had a phone call an hour before recording this of a session of a recording I'm going to get booked in. So I know I'm executing on that plan, I'm moving forward with it. If you are going through these steps, I'm talking through them and you're like, yeah, got it. If I've suddenly got to this point executing, you're like, oh, I haven't done this, oh, what am I going to do? Don't panic, stay calm. Like, it's all around what you do from now would be how you move forward. Like, yes, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is now. Get that seed in the ground, put loads of seeds in the ground, start taking those actions. Start with, have you got that growth mindset? Start concentrating on that. What are you grateful for? Really dive deep. Have that plan, have that purpose, that drive. Execute on it. Number 8, now we've gone through all of this, seen how you can sort of take the steps. Number 8 is a critical point, and it's the point of reflection and acceptance. And it's something that can help you really face, and this is something I talked about in my building confidence. If I can remember to, I'll put a card in the corner, but otherwise jump onto the channel, go through the videos, and you'll see plenty that will help you out. But this one in particular on 3 ways to build your confidence is about owning your failures, accepting it. And this is something that, like, in my own business, when everything collapsed, suddenly it's like, oh, those people were right. Those people that said I couldn't do it, those people that said I was ridiculous to want to take on staff and grow, those people that when I said I wanted to have 100 vans or whatever, that told me I was ridiculous, I'd never get there, they're all right, they're correct, they've done it, I'm wrong, I failed. Own it. If you've seen 8 Mile though with Eminem, he has that rap battle at the end. He just dives straight into all his failures, all the things that people can tear him apart for. Yes, he lives in a trailer park. Yes, his mum's addicted to pills or whatever. Yes, he comes from a failing family. Yes, he hasn't seen his dad in God knows how long. Yes, he's got no money. Yes, he works in a car factory. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But these are all things that he's insulted for and put down for. Yes, someone slept with his girl and his girl cheated on him. All these things. But yes, they happened. He accepts it. He's moving on from it. He's growing from it. Tell him something he doesn't know about himself. And if you can own that, people can't challenge you to it. If you're owning it, someone can't say, oh, well, you failed anyway. Because, yeah, I did fail. That's what I learned. Here's the key things I took away from that. My business fell apart. I'm making a video about how I can overcome it, how I recovered. This is my recovery. So there are the 8 points. I hope they've been helpful for you. Hopefully you've got some value. I don't hope. I know for certain there's some valuable information you've taken away from this that you can move forward with. So go for it. Take these 8 steps to recovery. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day. Have a wonderful week. Build a great future for yourself that's mindful, fulfilled, and happy. Bye.